Oh, I think we might be going live any minute. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe, maybe not. Good evening if anyone's here. Just getting my boy ready. Am I live? I think so, William. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Saturday night, it means one thing. Get your paintbrushes ready. That's what we're doing. What do we need? Let's start with some Evil Sun. A little bit grey. Little bit of grey. Oh Jesus, that Dawnstone hasn't been closed. I was painting, when was I painting? Yesterday. Do you know what? I was varnishing earlier today. I finished a unit, guys. I finished a unit. It's always good to finish a unit. God, I didn't realise. Yeah, I must have been using this Dawnstone yesterday. The paint pot didn't close, so what way to start the stream? We will start the stream by picking out the excess paint real quick. Because I just noticed this pot is not closing. Which is a pain in the arse. Hello, Phil. Hello, Vintage Flanker. Hello, Frankie the Fish. Strange name, but welcome, Frankie. How you doing? Lord Commander Dante in the house. Evening. Crycheck. Terminator heads are way too iconic. Terminator heads are also easy to lose. I feel like the reason I did this was because I lost some Terminator heads. Or I had unhelmeted heads, and I'm really not a fan of unhelmeted Space Marines. That's a personal opinion. If I can avoid it, I will kind of always avoid doing unhelmeted heads. Probably in my army, I probably have like a few hundred models completed. I probably have less than 10 with unhelmeted heads. It's just not something I'm really... Probably back in the day I couldn't paint faces very well. I feel like I can probably paint a face okay now. But yeah, unless for some mad reason there's a reason to have them unhelmeted, I'll usually just throw a helmet on them. God, yeah, when I was painting yesterday I didn't realise that the spot was nearly as bad as this. God damn it. I feel like every single stream, at some point in my streams, I am picking paint out of Games Workshop pots. Games Workshop, if you ever watch me, please just sell us your damn paints in dropper bottles. I would buy them. I'd rebuy my whole fucking set. Because I'm so sick of these paint pots. I hate them. Absolutely hate them. Got all that wasted paint. People always tell me it's a marketing plan of Games Workshop to get you to buy more paint. No, I just think it's like, I don't think it's something as just sadistic as that. I just think they're shit paint pots. It's as simple as that. Evening, Crycheck. What heresy is this? It's not a heresy. Terminators are now Primaris. Adam McCarthy has been... Sorry, AMC McCarthy has been binging Blood Angels Commander videos all day. Dude, I appreciate that. Normally people binge watch things like Game of Thrones, but if you can binge watch Blood Angels Commander, I'll take it. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to put a fan on here in just one sec. One sec. Like, Jesus Christ, these paint pots, man. What a way to start. Alright, we'll see if it'll fucking close now. There we go, I've sworn. I managed to demonetize my stream in the first couple of minutes. No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, most of my streams are aimed at adults anyway. I think as long as you don't swear within like the first minute, you're probably okay. Alright, we got a fan on. I don't mind unhelmeted characters, says William. The first bit of paint out of the pot is to clean that lip. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I feel like I wasn't even using a lot of that paint yesterday. Like, I was just touching up some models. Evening, Highland Phoenix. I leave it to John for 5 minutes and he tries to put Primaris head on a Terminator again. I've done it. You're too fucking late. You were only 5 minutes late. It's already done, Highland Phoenix. Good evening. Marius says, I like my leaders without helmets, but I get it. It's a lot easier generally. Phil, if anyone hasn't been paying attention, Phil was trying to create a list with 40 assault intercessors. After he saw that video, was it last week? Where some dude had like done pretty well with some dude had won a tournament using 60 assault intercessors. So Phil decided to go out last Friday. He was talking on the stream that he was going to buy 40 assault intercessors, and then this week there was like a picture of him with all 40 of them all undercoated in red. So he did go out and buy 40 assault intercessors. On foot, not even with jump packs, just 40 on foot, to try and run some sort of crazy horde spam list. Let us know how that goes, Phil. Rather you than me. I actually think assault intercessors are a pretty cool model for painting. I just don't know if I feel like I'm motivated enough to paint 40 of them. That gives you 60 assault intercessors, you crazy, crazy man. Well, good luck in your good luck in your practice games, Phil. Thanks so much for being a member for 18 months. I feel like you've been a member longer, but maybe it's just 18 months. If you're not taking 100 firstborn, are you even hoarding? Maybe. Do you often take 100 firstborn, Marius? So I've put a poll up so people can vote, and I'm really hopeful that more people vote for Primaris heads on Terminators than vote against it. Come on, it really doesn't look that bad. I'm wondering if we should give this guy a gold head, you know? Like, I guess it was sprayed white and I haven't really decided what I was going to do with it. Quite often I give my Terminators red heads. Like, I don't really care that they are veterans, I just keep them red. Like, they're Terminators for me are quite a simple head colour. Even my assault Terminators, I don't think I gave them yellow helmets, I just gave them red helmets. I don't really know why, but maybe there was like pictures in a Codex a while back where Terminators had red helmets, or I've just always had Terminators with red helmets. 115 models, says Phil. Yeah, 115 models is definitely erring into the horde side of things. That's a lot of Marines. How are you gonna play 60 assault intercessors? Please tell me. You're gonna start. How many of them are you starting on the board? You putting any in reserve? You putting any in transports? Like, what is the strategy? Sorry, not stratagem. What is the strategy? How do you play 60 assault intercessors, Phil? You just run them up the table like a maniac? You should have painted them black. You could have just pretended they're Death Company. Sod moving that amount of models, says Krychek. Yeah, I mean, I think unless you do a lot of exercise, like deadlifts and stuff like that, to work your back muscles, if you have that many models and you take that to a tournament, my god, your back's going to be sore. Because in the last couple of years, I've started deadlifting because I was lifting my kids a lot, right? And like, that's usually what happens. You're like lifting your kids. Kids are kind of heavy, and then you pull out your back or something, and then you're in pain for a few days. So I've been going to the gym to like, well, just to get strength and do lifts and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, even then, even after doing that, like, if you go to a Warhammer tournament and you play Warhammer all day for 2 days straight, your back can feel pretty tired. Maybe not sore, but like tired. Does that make sense? You know, like if like, let's say you do hill walking a lot, right? And then you go for a really big hill walk. You're not going to be sore the next day, but your legs will feel quote unquote tired, right? Because it's like, yeah, my legs are in good shape, but they're still tired because I did a crap load of hill walking yesterday, right? My kids are my deadlifts. That's fair. I could do squats with my little boy. Like, I picked him up the other day, and I think he must weigh about the same as what I squat. So I started just doing squats with him in my arms. See how many squats I could do with him. carrying him. He's actually kind of easier to carry than a set of weights, honestly, because he like holds on to you as well a little bit, right? But no, I totally get you. Playing that many models is somewhat of a workout, right? I think that would be the fairest thing to say, right? Like it's going to be somewhat tricky. Turkey says if you put a Primaris head, it's already on, dude. It looks good. Looks great. What are you on about? This is my second Primaris Terminator head. I mean, I like to do conversions. Conversions are cool. I was actually going to be doing a conversion, like, not contest, so to speak. But I've got 2 prizes left over from the charity raffle. The reason being is like one of the guys for the charity raffle this year bought like 100. He actually bought more. He bought over 200 tickets. He spent $200 on tickets for the charity raffle, and I don't control who win. Like I didn't draw the raffle. It's done by that website that I use. So one guy won like 4 prizes. He messaged me and said he didn't want all 4, which was very kind. And he's left me 2 prizes. So the 2 prizes that are left over from the charity raffle, I'm going to give them away. Probably, yeah, I'm going to give them away next month. I haven't actually said when I was going to give them away, but let me commit to it, because if I say it, then I have to get off my arse and do it. But yeah, I was kind of thinking I was going to do it next month, and I was going to do it for the 200th episode. I was going to do it at the same time as the 200th episode of the Armulus show, right? Because we're on like episode 198. Tomorrow will be episode 199. So in conjunction with the 200th episode of the Blood Angels Army show that goes out on every Sunday night, we're going to give away 2 more prizes. And don't have a 3D printed head I could use instead. I do have a 3D printed head instead. I like it. I'm allowed to like weird shit. I like it. I thought it looked good. I like it. It's fine. It's a Terminator with a Primaris head. It looks good. I'm happy. I've got another one. I think it looks good. Look, I'm weird, okay? I know I'm weird. I'm the first to admit. If you ask my wife, she'll tell me. She'll tell you I'm weird as fuck. So I think it's cool. I mean, I'm working on this guy as well. Look at this gorgeous golden. I don't even really know what we're calling him. He needs a new name. But yeah, he's a bit of a conversion as well. Am I the only person who bought the new drop pod? Says Dr. Akushla. Am I crazy, dude? Dr. Akushla, I've had a drop pod in the box for the best part of the last 5 years. I don't know what the hell. I don't feel drop pods. I don't really know how you feel. Like, I don't really know what you need to do with drop pods. Goldie Man. I like it. That's his name. Goldie Man. Paint the head blue? No, I don't think I'm going to paint the head blue. I was thinking gold, maybe. Because wouldn't it be like, wouldn't he be like a veteran? Because this guy is kind of a sergeant, because he's got the old loadout of a sergeant, right? Like a power sword is usually sergeant for Terminators, right? Not that it really matters. Like the whole sort of sergeant dynamic is lost now or is gone. Doesn't really matter as much. But hey, it might come back in the future, or yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've got plenty of Terminators with Terminator heads on them, right? Like, that would be the way to look at it. Like, I've got the squad of incursors I shared today, right? They were beaks. Like, I did all 15 of the incursors with beaks. Why? Because I wanted to. I mean, I don't really have anything against the Primaris helmets. Like, I've got no issue with them. But I wanted to do beaks on the intercessors. I looked up Blood Angel's helmet iconography. They don't do veteran coloured helmets. For any squad? Marius? Surely not, because if that's the case, then I've completely fucked up. Because I've got... just about every squad I've got has some guy with a different coloured helmet who is quote-unquote the sergeant. Sometimes it's a shoulder pad, but I mean, I feel like it's a helmet just as much as... for me anyway, it's often a helmet, right? Like, I have plenty of squads where the sergeant has a gold helmet and the rest of the unit is on yellow helmets, for example. Like, I often do that. I don't think I've ever done it for Terminators. That's why I'm not sure with this guy. Like, I can't decide. Like, is he just going to be red helmeted? Is he going to be gold helmeted? I might just do gold. I mean, I know what Marius is saying in chat, but like, they're my models. God damn it, I'll do whatever the hell I want with them, right? I think I would do it gold just because, like I said, he's kind of got to be a sergeant because he's got a power sword, and normally Terminators would be power fist if they weren't a sergeant. This is like an old loadout. Remember in the old days when they had to have a power sword on the sergeant. What about pink? I mean, we're not Emperor's children, but I mean, I don't really have anything against pink. I was wearing a pink shirt today, you know. I just don't know if my Blood Angels need to be pink. Marius says it should be gold. Make him Codex compliant. Go on then, Marius. We'll undercoat his head grey, and then he can become Codex compliant with a gold head. I like to do things different. I think if every model and every unit is regimented, for me it gets boring. If that works for you, go for it. For me, I just like to switch things up. That's why I like to do conversions. Yeah, sorry. So to get back on what we're saying about the 2 extra prizes I have, I'm going to do a stream, or I'm going to do an announcement where I announce that I've got these 2 prizes to give away, and the only condition is you need to do a Blood Angels conversion. And I'll have it open for like 2 weeks. We'll get everybody, like, I don't mind if it's a conversion you've done before. Preferably painted, but I don't suppose it really has to be. Let's say it has to be painted battle ready. So it's not a painting competition. It's a conversion competition. And we need to see the coolest Blood Angels conversions. And the way I'm going to do it is rather than pick a winner, right? Because like conversions are so subjective. What I think might be cool might indeed not be cool. And what the community thinks is cool might be completely different from what I am going to do. So I'm just going to take all the entries. So let's say 100 people enter. I'm just going to put them all into a slideshow. We'll do a stream where we go through every entry, just have a look at it. And the way we're going to pick is it's just going to be a random number generator. So no matter how good or bad your conversion is, you've got a chance of winning. So we're not picking the best. It's like what we're doing is we're letting everybody get involved, right? So you just have to do any conversion you want. And I mean, I'll do a video on this explaining dates and how you submit. So I'll probably get all the entries emailed somewhere, right? But it could be a 30k conversion. There's going to be no stipulation. It doesn't have to be a 40k model. I've got Ralderon, like a 30k model that I've done some work on. So if you've done a 30k conversion, that would be cool as well. Greetings, James. Saw the title card and I was a little bit sick in my mouth. I'm sorry, James. Well, you know, if we're going to do a competition, I imagine that somebody else is going to join me in the land of awesomeness with a Primaris helmet on something that's not supposed to have a Primaris helmet, right? Someone else will be as twisted as I am. Someone else will want to see the world burn. How are you anyway, James? You well? So yeah, that's my plan. So I'm going to do that in the next couple of weeks, in line with the 200th episode of the Army List show. I think that'll be a good way to celebrate 200 episodes with a giveaway to the community, you know? So keep your eyes peeled for that. This is the first teaser. I've not mentioned it before, and I've barely done any planning on it. So that'll be it. If you want to be extra lore adherent, Terminators have gold helmets and black power fists. Well, here's the problem. Most of my Terminators are already painted, and none of them have black helmets. Sorry, none of them have gold helmets. I don't think any of them have black power fists. So, yeah, I guess I amn't a rule of cool for me, I guess. Like, if I usually don't have, like, see, when I sit down to paint models, I don't, you know how some people, like Tony, likes to get out a notepad and, like, work out color schemes and do test models and stuff like this. I don't do any of that. I just sit down and start painting and see where the creative juices take me, so to speak. And if I get stuck, right, like, and I can't figure out what color I'm going to use, I literally ask you guys in chat, or I just Google and copy something that I like. So, 200 episodes, yeah, time is flying. Time marches relentlessly onward is a thing that, you know, like, time never stops for nobody, right? So yeah, once I figure out what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to get you guys to email your submissions somewhere, and we'll get a list of it. Like, everybody, I think a conversion competition is cool, because we always do painted, and we always pick, like, best painted. And I think the problem with best painted is some people won't enter best painted because they don't think their painting is good enough. Hell, I wouldn't probably, like, I go to tournaments all the time and I never enter best painted because I don't think my painting is good enough to win. But would I enter a conversion competition where everybody's got a chance to win? Sure, that sounds fun, right? So that's my plan. So that's what we're going to do. I've got, like, I must have at least $50 of Crimson Lord stuff to put into a prize. So we might do one winner, we might do 2 winners. Let me see how much stuff I've got to give away, I guess. Crycheck says my painting sucks. Well, there you go. You can enter the conversion competition, and you never know. You never know what might happen. So I've got Sternguard on the painting table tonight, a bunch of them. I've also got Gilliman. I'm going to do a little bit on Gilliman, I think, to start with. Do you realise a year ago this weekend was the GT? Yeah, I mean, time goes very quickly, Phil. I get, like, reminders on my phone about my kids, and it's like, oh my goodness. We could open a Discord room for it. Yeah, I mean, I think I need somewhere where I can pick. I don't want people to enter more than once, and I want to be able to randomly generate the numbers. So I need to figure that out, I guess. This is why I love Ultramarines, says Marius. I've got a dozen books telling me exactly how to paint my Marines down to the exact transfers and colours of the knee pads. Does that not end up feeling restrictive, though? Right? Like, if you're... Oh, look at the poll ban. Oh, I thought it was close. No, it's 33%. Alright, we need some more yay votes. Come on. We definitely need a few more people in the yay camp. The yay camp is the people that think Primaris heads work perfectly well. I think they work perfectly well, don't they? Perfectly well on a Terminator. Come on. Blood Angels have that too. I can't even do battle ready. I'm sure you can do battle ready, man. I feel like everyone can do battle ready. You spray them, you paint their gun black, you paint their helmet a different colour, you're battle ready. Like, everyone can manage some battle ready. Terminator's heads are classic design. Yeah, but I mean, I've got a lot of them, right? So is it, if I've got a lot of the same thing, isn't it a good idea to switch things up? Well, it only shows the most popular option, and it said that no was the most popular option with 51%. So I think I thought it was going to be close, but unfortunately I put in that third option of like hell no, right? So I shouldn't have put in that third option, but then it wouldn't have been close. But yeah, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I know people don't like my Primaris Terminator head. They didn't like the last one. They're not going to like this one. At this point, I guess it's like a meme, right? I'll do it again 6 months down the line and people will be like, God, no. 'Tis sacrilege. What about a Terminator head on an aggressor body? Or heavy intercessor body? Maybe that's the next one. But hey, look here. This is a cool head, right? On Guilliman. This is the lion's head, in fact, on Guilliman. I thought the wings could let me make it feel more Blood Angels. Nick Baton did Terminator heads on his aggressors. Well, I mean, and Nick's pretty respected in the community, I would say, right? Nick probably smashed the paint job though, so I mean that might help. Is that a little bit of sprue left on here? God damn it. I'm really surprised I haven't broken these torches yet, Marius. I think it's definitely going to happen. Because every time I pick this model up to paint it, I end up bending the torches a little bit, and I'm like, oh god, don't break the torches. I don't know if I ever even knew this guy came with torches, honestly. I imagine what happened is most of the people that have used this guy against me have indeed, in fact, broken the torches. This model is sacrilege. Roboto Gillinot is our favourite. Yeah, I mean, I think the problem I'm having with Roboto Gillinot, not that I dislike him in any way, shape or form, is I want the model to be the right size for competitive play. Right? So that's why I thought I would do this. Plus it's something different to paint. You know, something I've never painted before. It's a new challenge. I like to have... I like to switch things up. I like to do new things. Like I don't necessarily hate painting 15 of the same model, but like once I've painted 10 of them, I'm like, do I have to paint more of these, you know? I don't know. This was a cool model to make. It was a cool model to do a little conversion on. It was the first time I've ever 3D printed a shoulder pad. So the 3D printed Blood Angel shoulder pad was the first time I've ever done that. So it was cool. Is that the lion's helm? It is indeed, yes, it is the lion's helm. I bought it from Bits and Kits. I think it honestly cost like £5 plus like maybe like $1.99 postage. So I definitely paid way too much money for it. But I didn't want this model to just feel like it was Guilliman, right? Like that wasn't my point. Like I know it's Guilliman. I know he's going to be using Guilliman's rules. I know everything about it is Guilliman. But I didn't want it to feel like Guilliman. So this was my attempt, I guess, to do that. I'm going to run red contrast over the gold. I hadn't really planned what I was going to do. Normally when I do gold, I'll use Reichland Flesh Shade to make it more brass. Like, Reichland Flesh Shade gives it like this nice red brass undertone, and that's what I've done on all my Sangreguard. I mean, I suppose you could put you could put like Blood Angel's contrast red on all the panels to give it like a metallic gold. I mean, the gold would bleed through the contrast paint, right? Is that what you're suggesting? I couldn't believe how many stupid pipes this guy's got in his armor. I'm like, why does he need so many pipes? They're everywhere. Yeah, maybe I'll do something with Blood Angel's contrast red. I often don't use a ton of contrast paint, but I do like it. I have used it over gold before. I think I only own like 3 different contrast paint colors. I own the Blood Angel's red, some sort of dark blue that I was using to paint xenomorphs with for a board game, an Aliens board game. And then I honestly can't remember what my third contrast paint is. It's not, like I said, contrast paint is not something that I use very often at all. I probably should, because my painting usually ends up being super slow and could probably speed up some of it with contrast, but yeah, it's not a tool that I often use. You need to try Black Legion. Yeah, you've told me that a few times. I feel like I want to try the white one as well. I've got one of those biologist apothecaries, and like I've been painting them white a bit, but like I don't know if I really like what I've ended up with. Right, like I've got them white and I've got like some red accents on them and stuff, but yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to shade them. I don't really know. I must admit, I just don't really know what I'm doing with the white biologist, or whatever you want to call them. Good evening. Yeah, I've heard good things about Army Painter 2.0. Like, I've heard really good things about Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. But I must admit, I've never used the first Army Painter Speed Paint. I wouldn't be against getting the second one. I've just got a bit of a backlog I need to finish, I feel like. I feel like my painting backlog is never ending. I would like to finish it, and then I would like to get moved on to other new exciting things, but it seems like it's very difficult for me to get finished. I mean, that's just my own fault for having young children, right? Like, it's no one else's fault except my own. I am going to be not here for a week in July, by the way. If you wonder if there's a week where you see no streams, it's because I'm actually taking the kids on holiday for a week. So there will be 1 week in July where there'll be like no streaming. Mark 7 looks back on the Terminator, says Alex. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I think it's alright. Beaky's work on Terminators? Don't know if I've ever seen that. I do feel sad that the number of beak helmets are there are much less beak helmets now. Like, how do you even get beak helmets now? I was thinking about this because someone was asking about my incursors, and they were saying like, oh, the incursors with the beak helmets are actually really cool. They kind of make me want to do or did they say they were like, they actually kind of make me want to do incursors or Primaris, you know. But I was like, yeah, how do you get beak helmets now? Is there actually, yeah, chat, you can help me out. Is there a kit you can buy right now, like an official GW Space Marine kit, that has a lot of beak helmets in it? Like, is there any kit that has that these days? Or is it completely, like, is that just not a thing anymore? Does anyone know? Vanguard veterans, do they still have beak helmets? How many helmets are we talking about? Like, do I have to pay $40 to get like 5 helmets? Do they still sell Mark 6 helmets for Heresy? They definitely sell some for Heresy, right? This character here is wearing a Heresy helmet. This was bought from like the official GW site, that Heresy helmet. So I mean, occasionally, like I bought that set that had the beaks. There's 2 in a Vanguard Veterans. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if I'm up for paying like $40 for 2 beak helmets, man. It's, yeah, I mean, I'll tell you right, I'm not up for that. You know, as much as I like them, I don't like them that much. I probably do like them that much. I just, money doesn't grow on trees, right? I'm always telling my kids that. Yeah, I had some beak helmets. I don't know what the hell I did with them. There was like an upgrade sprue from Heresy that had beak helmets on it. I missed this helmet as well, by the way. Like, that helmet was super cool. Like, I feel sad we don't have that helmet anymore for Primaris. I mean, we don't have that shoulder pad anymore either. We don't have the nipple armor. This little thing on top. I don't really like the Primaris upgrade sprue, I must admit. I like the Firstborn one. I'm cheap. What, for 2 for $40? Yeah, I mean, I am cheap. Just that's too much for like 2 beak helmets. I want to do whole squads of beak helmets. I suppose you could 3D print them, but I think if they're an official GW thing and we've had them for years, I just wouldn't be able to buy them. We need to start a movement, like get everybody involved, all the community. As a man with 2 kids, we are cheap. Thank you, Dr. Akushla. Yeah, we are cheap. Man, kids are expensive. I was talking to my wife the other day. We haven't gone out for a meal this entire year. It's like the fucking 15th of June or something. Because I was saying to my wife, because, I mean, the kids were driving us up the wall or something. You know, like, we haven't done anything. But yeah, it's, kids are expensive, man. But yeah, I think I just want, like, I'm reasonable. Like, $20, like, beak helmets are tiny, right? Like, maybe even like $20 for like 10 beak helmets, so they're $2 a helmet. I mean, I think I'd be willing to pay that because I think they're cool. You remember the old Death Company helmets that we can't get anymore? I really like some of those old Death Company helmets. I think they're super cool. I think they're a million times better than anything that's on the Primaris upgrade kit. I would do the same thing, right? Like, I'd be willing to pay like probably $20 for 10 of those old Death Company helmets. Because if you go to eBay now, you're going to pay way more than $10 for that shit now. We're not cheap, we're frugal. Yeah, I think we're just I don't know, we're just well, I think what happens when you have kids is you stop spending a lot of money on yourself and you start spending it all on the kids. I think that's what it is. I bet you you probably buy your kids a lot of shit, but you maybe don't buy yourself so much. I think that's what I do. So I probably complain about Warhammer price because I could spend the money on Warhammer, but I'll go and spend it on my kids, right? I think that's the way you do it. A GW tournament would have a lot of Heresy beak helmets kits for sale. Heresy kits would be like your best bet. Also, printing is the best option for accessories. Yeah, I mean, maybe I need to have a look into Heresy. I must admit, I don't really look into the Horus Heresy upgrade sprues or anything like that. Like, occasionally one might pop up in like an email from Games Workshop, and if it looks interesting, I'd read it. But like, I mean, I have looked at those new Terminators for Heresy. I think they look super dope. I would love some, but I mean, I don't play Heresy, so I don't know. Probably wouldn't make sense for me to buy them. But in terms of what is my opinion on those new Terminators, I think they look super dope, man. The big shoulder pads. Yeah, you just bought 40 Assault Intercessors. That's why, Phil, I told you last week to do not super chat the channel. I feel like I had to say that. Alright, one sec, I think I hear a kid crying. Oh, you're all sweaty, are you? Oh yeah, your neck's all sweaty. We'll need to put this hair in a bow, I think. What do you think? Yeah? You happy? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that fan nice? Yeah. It is a hot day, isn't it? Okay, we'll go put your hair in a bow. We'll go lie back down in bed. Does that sound nice? Mm-hmm. Come on. Sorry about that. Hello, baby commander. No, I mean, I just like those the Saturn. How do you say that? Saturnania. I just think the new Terminators for that Horus Heresy box set look dope, man. I mean, I can just appreciate dope models, right? Like, they're just big, they're chunky. I thought everything, like, I just think they look super dope. Do I have time to start Horus Heresy? No. Do I want to start Horus Heresy? I don't think so, but I can say that their Terminators look super dope, right? Saturnine? Saturnine, okay. Is that how you say it? Saturnine Terminators? Yeah, maybe in a land, or in an alternate reality, where I have completely finished my backlog of Blood Angels models, which is big, by the way. I think I probably have about 200 Marines that are in progress. I probably have another 100 or so that are on the sprue. So in the alternate reality that I have finished everything, I would buy some of those cool ass Terminators and have, yeah, Terminators and convert them. Have them as like have them as a squad of Centurions, or have them as a, you know, have them as a like proxy for Gilliman, for example, you know? Saturnine? I think I'm probably still saying it wrong, but yeah, okay, I appreciate it. The second I would buy them, Centurions would go Legends, wouldn't they just? That's literally what happened with my Terrax Siege Drill. I bought the Siege Drill, I think I played it to one tournament, thought it was pretty fun, and then it went to Legends. I think I knew it was going to Legends as well before I even played it to the tournament, so it was like I just got it. Or rather, I had it, I got it finished painting, put transfers on it, and as soon as that happened, it was made Legends. I have a whole display case of Legends models now. CFT says you do not command babies. You hope they eventually mostly do what you've been wanting them to do for the last 3 hours, and they don't kill themselves in the meantime. Yes, this last week or whatnot, we've had a lot of problems with my little girl, so we've been telling her that she now gets to choose. You know, like I say to her, like, your choices are good behavior, or you go and sit in timeout. So you tell me, what do you want to do? You choose, right? So I'm trying to like push it more on her, and I'm trying to massively every single thing that she does that is positive, like good behavior wise. I'm trying to massively reward it to try and like positive reinforcement. Today was actually a really good day. Normally when I come in here on Saturday night, I'm like, oh my god, it's the worst day ever. No one listened to me. I lost my temper. I shouted at the kids. I always feel bad as well when you shout at kids because they don't understand, you know, adult frustrations. But no, today was a great day. I know it's super off topic, but for me it was a great day. We're getting to a point where like we are actually getting listened to. The positive reinforcement stuff is really working. Yeah, we were upstairs today for like an hour and a half, me and my wife, and it was just dead quiet downstairs. And normally if we're not downstairs for like 10 minutes, like everything in the house, like the two of them, they're two kids, they're just fighting, screaming, shouting. I actually had to go downstairs twice and check on them because it was just quiet. And I was like, this is weird. I said to my wife in the middle of a conversation, I was like, I need to go check on the kids because it is just quiet downstairs. Like, what is going on? Because normally it's just like, we know they're downstairs because you're just like, Michael took my tablet. One of the best things you can do for kids is to give them a lesser evil and a better evil. So you can take out the garbage or you can tidy up your toys. Yeah, I guess that's what we're trying to do, Marius. It's taken us 5 years to learn that, apparently. Being a parent is hard, so. So I'm probably going to be playing Death Guard again this week. I got fucking stomped by them this week. It wasn't... I honestly think that's the worst game of 40k I've ever had on my channel. Like every single thing that I did didn't work out. And Colin just stomped all over me. Like, I know Death Guard are strong at the moment, but holy crap, like... that game reminded me of like a game when I just came back to the hobby and I'd not played 40k in like 10 years and I was just getting stomped left, right and centre because I didn't really know what I was doing. That's what Wednesday night's battle report felt like. Like, I just got fucking stomped. But yeah, so Death Guard right now, man, they are tough to deal with. Like, holy crap, like some of their units. Gotta say the Lion's Head on Bobby G is a bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off, shall we, Cotton? God, I've not seen Dodgeball in like friggin' 10 years, man. Good movie that, though, eh? I think at one point that they were going to make like a Dodgeball 2. I don't think it ever happened, did it? Or did I just miss it? The bloat drones are disgusting. Yeah, 100-point bloat drones, man. Like, they're impossible to trade with. I think that's the problem. Like jump intercessors don't trade them. Not in a 5-man anyway. So if you want to kill the bloat drone, you need to sacrifice, like... well, at least probably 150 points of units. I mean, a Sangre Guard, like a 3-man Sangre Guard will kill them, but then... But then probably only one, right? Because you need the lethal hits in Landstrat. Yeah, the bullet drones for 100 points are very, very good. I think those bullet drones could... It's the fact that they get 8 damage 3 shots at 36 inches. Yeah, it's just a lot, man. And they're bringing the AP for sure as well. Like, it's AP2 or AP3. Like, it's ugh. Hello, Sutra Judd. Good evening. Antonius, I just got here. Good to see you. Primaris helmeted Terminator is a big down. Nice to see you too, Antonius. It's not a big down. Come on. Why can't we put different helmets on different units? You're telling me, in the middle of a friggin' war zone, for example, like, we're on the planet, I don't know what planet we're on, we're in the devastation of Baal, Tyranids are swarming from every corner of your vision, and somehow, I don't know, one of them sprays acid at you and takes out your helmet. You are a Terminator and you've lost your helmet. You are the first company veteran. You have laid down your life and every part of your soul to defend... What's the name of the building again that Blood Angels have? I should know this. Come on, John, use your brain, use your brain. We've got like a fortress on Baal Secundus, right? We've got a fortress. The Arx Angelicum, thank you, Marius. Look at that, the fucking Ultramarines player telling me my lore. Thanks, dude. You're telling me you wouldn't just pick up someone else's helmet? You wouldn't pick up a Primaris helmet and put it on because your helmet's covered in Tyranid guts and acid blood or whatever it is. VT Jord, hey John, I agree about Death Guard. I've had my Lamarta's brick brought down by poxwalkers and typhus before. Hey Jordan, thanks so much for dropping by. Death Guard are like, come on John, yeah, I'm not a lore guy, right? Like I've read the books, but I mainly care about numbers. You paint too much time painting Gilliman, you've forgotten this chapter. We've already decided this guy's not called Gilliman, he's called he's called Goldie Man. We've already decided that. That's gonna annoy me now that I didn't remember it's called Arch Angelicum. I must admit I did download the Dante book because it's probably been a decade since I read it, so I was gonna read it again. You just feel the breeze in your hair and you go commando. No, you don't. You pick up a Primaris helmet and you throw it on because that is better than having no helmet. I feel like it doesn't make sense to have no helmet in Warhammer 40,000. I know that like some characters come with no helmet. I just don't know. I don't care how brave you are. I think it'd be stupid in the 41st millennium with fucking las cannons and stuff shooting across the battlefield to go unhelmeted. Have you ever watched like an old war movie and the second the guy's helmet gets... What was the movie was that? I think it was Saving Private Ryan. He got shot in the head with the helmet. He took the helmet off and looked at it, and the guy next to him was like, "You lucky fucker," and then the next shot killed him because it hit him in the head. It might not have been Saving Private Ryan, but I'm sure that was in a war movie. Maybe it was Black Hawk Down or something, right? There was definitely a scene in one of the war movies, like a really popular war movie, where that literally happened. I feel like it was probably Saving Private Ryan, right? Because like the bullets in 1945 or whatever year Saving Private Ryan was, 1944, wouldn't be as deadly as bullets these days. Like, I suppose these days, armor-piercing rounds and shit, you could be wearing a helmet and it doesn't matter. But like in 1945, you were like dealing with like single-shot pistols and not muskets, but like rifles with a lot less power than modern-day weaponry, right? I like the Blood Angels Goldie Man. Yeah, well, I've just been playing Stormlance recently. And I think Stormlance with Gilliman is very, very strong. Or maybe it's not just very strong, it's just different. So, it was Private Ryan doing the Omaha beach landing. There you go. Oh, it happened in Starship Troopers as well? Alright, so I think it's okay to put any helmet you want on any model you want. As long as you're not putting like a bobblehead size helmet on like somebody, then it's fine, right? In Starship Troopers, during training, the guy takes off his helmet and his squad mate kills him. Man, I don't remember that. It's been a long time since I watched Starship Troopers. I probably watched it when it first came out on VHS. The Germans were shooting 7.8mm rifles. They were more powerful but bolt action. Yeah, I don't know too much about World War II, I must admit. Like I'm not into guns. You know, guns are legal here in the UK. I don't know anything about guns, I must admit. I always get scared when I see a gun, just because, like, I never see them, right? Like, the last time I probably saw a gun when I was in America, like, a decade ago. So, like, I'm in the airport or something in, like, a different country, and I see guns, I'm like, holy shit, it's guns! Because we just don't see them. Like, I live, like, as north you can in Scotland. No one lives here, man. You know, like, if you ever watch Valrak, he sometimes says, like, oh, I'm going north of the wall. Which he means, like, the wall between Scotland and England. I'm, like, fucking 500 miles north of that wall. Like, I'm miles. Remember, for 29 months, Andonius, in the 41st millennium, things aren't supposed to make tactical sense. You go helmetless to show how tough you are and inspiring you are. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get the idea. I just think as a realist, I feel like I'm a realist. I feel like, yeah, I would put on a helmet. Hadrian's Wall. Oh yeah, I'm not even close to Hadrian's Wall. It'd take me like 5 hours to drive to Hadrian's Wall, maybe even longer, honestly. Because I think it takes me 3 and a bit hours to get to Perth, and then to get to Glasgow, that's like another maybe hour and change from Perth. Yeah, so and then it's another. Then the border to England's like another hour south of Glasgow. Yeah, so I think I'm at least 5 or 6 hours from that wall north, right? Fun fact: Hadrian's Wall is like 15 miles south of England. Hadrian's Wall is 15 miles south of Scotland and entirely in England. Yes, that's because the English steal our shit. That was our land, Marius. You should be angry about this. No, I don't. They probably built it on their land just so we didn't come into their land, right? If you're helmetless, you will never survive underwater. Yeah, and how do you even know if you're going to have an atmosphere? Right, like if you're on a space Hulk or something. Right? Now that's a good point, right? You're on a space Hulk, and the door opens to like a decompressed section of the ship. I know you could be like, well, I don't need a helmet because I'm strong and inspiring. Doesn't really matter if you open a door to decompression, does it? And you just get your eye sucked out their socket or something, right? There's power fields for that. For everything else, the Emperor protects. Okay. Alright. You guys have an answer for everything, don't you? Stop trying to make practical sense. Apparently, yes. Okay, I will stop. I guess I'll end the poll, and I will admit defeat. I will admit defeat to the tune of what, 65% to 35%. the 35% of people that voted for Primaris heads on Terminators, you guys are legends. Thanks so much for watching. No, I'm just fucking... I don't know, man. I just like having fun. I think the first time I put a Primaris head on a Terminator, I didn't expect it to be so controversial, right? And, like, people are losing their mind about it, and I was just like, oh, I just did it because I thought it looked kind of cool. Hello, Snowy, good evening. Snowy is not a fan. A Phobos head for Terminators? Do you know what? I haven't done a Phobos head for Terminators before. I mean, a Phobos head is not that much difference than the Primaris head, right? I guess, like, it might have the little aerials on it. Fernandito in just like block capitals. Don't. Oh, see, you. I mean, you guys are. You make my life easy. You'll be happy to know I don't have any more Terminators needing new heads at the moment, though. I do like the idea, though, of trying a Terminator head on a Gravis Marine or two. I was needing to build, I wasn't needing to build, but I have a squad of heavy intercessors that are half built. So I was wanting to finish those guys off at some point. So maybe the heavy intercessors could have a Terminator head? Is it worth trying? Brothers, tomorrow I face the new Tau. Do you have any advice? Yeah. How like, I mean, Tau are gonna want to shoot you, right? Like, that's typically what they do. I'm sure I've got a few, like, tournament battle reports against Tau on the channel. I mean, you want to do the standard stuff where you hide everything in deployment and you make it super difficult for him to shoot anything, and you do a bunch of screening because he's probably got crisis suits that are going to deep strike in and try and melt at you or flame you. And then you stage a lot of stuff. I mean, it really comes down to, can you avoid his shooting phase? Because Tau are kind of a one-phase army. I know now with the Crew, I guess, they've got a couple of units. They also have, like, I think there's one variant of the Cold Star Commander that can be quite good in melee. But for the most part, Tau are going to try and shoot you, right? Like, I would say 90% of the time you fight Tau, they are going to try and shoot you. So if you can do anything you can to mitigate that. Where did I get the wings for the helmet? It's actually a Lion's helmet. Like the Lionel Johnson, the Primarch of Dark Angels. I bought this helmet on, like, Bits and Kits, which is like a website that, like, breaks down full sets and just sells individual bits. I was saying earlier in the stream, I think I overpaid for it. I think I paid like $5 for just this helmet. But I like I'm probably more passionate about conversions than I am about painting, because my painting isn't that good. But, like, I can certainly, like, jerry-rig a few different things together. Right? Like, I enjoy doing that. There's actually, like, completely off topic, there's a YouTube channel called Jerry Rig Everything. And if you do like to jerry-rig stuff, I highly advise you watch Jerry Rig Everything. He's pretty funny. He's got like 6 million subscribers. I always think it's bonkers on YouTube when you find a new channel that you've never heard of before. It's like 6 million subscribers. It's like, how have I never heard of this? How the fuck is this guy? You know, like, maybe I'm overestimating, but yeah, Jerry Rig Everything. Pretty fun channel, actually. Robert says there's no excuse for putting a Primaris helmet on a Terminator. I've told you the excuse. His helmet got covered in Tyranid acid. He needed a new helmet, so he picked up one from a dead Primaris on the floor. That's the excuse. The helmet is $5, but the cool-looking model is priceless. Look at that. Dr. Akushla being very kind tonight. Thanks, dude. I've really been enjoying playing this guy in Stormlands. The cool thing I like about... There's a couple of things to like about this guy in Stormlands, but one of the things that I really like about him in Stormlands is they made that change so Primarchs can, like, move through ruins. You know, like, so they work like infantry, so you can just move through a ruin. And then in Stormlands detachment, Guilliman has advance and charge. So he's pretty difficult to hide from when for the entire game he has advance and charge. I mean, he only moves 8, but still, because he moves through ruins, it can surprise some people. And there's something else that was cool. Let me think. Oh yeah, the other thing that Stormlands has is fall back in charge. So he's quite difficult to kill in combat, I'd say. I think he's toughness 9, 10 wounds, 2 up, 4 up. If you do kill him, he's coming back to life on a 3 up with, I think it's D6 wounds. He's never actually died in my Stormlands list yet. But I don't know if that's a good omen or not, but usually when a character doesn't die, it means your list's doing alright. Red Bobby G would be the Kool-Aid man. Well, I'm definitely putting some red on him. I just haven't decided where, I guess. Flat 6, he's back with flat 6 wounds on a 3 up. Yeah, he just hasn't died in Stormlands yet. My Stormlands list has a lot of threat overload and it has a ton of alpha strike damage. So I guess that's been meaning that Guilliman's just been left alone, and then eventually he just comes around with his advance and charge. I mean, I'm quite happy to give up his bolter isn't bad, but like most of the time I'd rather get him into combat, right? Like he killed a Demon Prince of Khorne in 1 round of combat from full health. Like flat 4 damage, fist. Like that's something that Blood Angels really struggle with, right? Like we have nothing that does like flat 3 or better. I mean, I guess you could argue like, oh well, the Dreadnoughts can do flat 3, but Blood Angels players aren't really looking at Dreadnoughts. We're looking at jump infantry, right? We need like some jump infantry, like with flat 3. Like, I mean, Thunderhammers used to do it. But yeah, flat 4 damage on his fist is pretty nice. Mary says he's never lost Guillem in this edition. Yeah, well, I haven't lost him yet either. I think I'm gonna get a rematch against Colin's Death Guard this week. See if I'll lose him then, I guess. Sealpilled says, I've had a rough past 3 games against my uncle's Custodes. Today lost by 3 points. Is it me or are they broken? Trying to refine an anti-custard list right now. Yeah, we talked last week on the live stream about calling them Custardians, didn't we? Was that you, Sealpilled? So I played Custodes at a recent GT, and I beat them pretty significantly. I was using Angelic Inheritors, so I had the double Vindicator nonsense. And double Vindicator is actually a pretty good counter against, like, if it's infantry Custodes, that's probably one of the best things that we have against them, right? Because I feel like if you've got Oath of Moment available, and you probably should have, you can Oath of Moment a unit of Custodes. You can have a Vindicator tank that comes in from reserve, so they can't really hide from it. And you can use the sustained hit strat for 1 CP, so you just basically get D6 plus 3 plus potential blast plus sustained plus rerolling everything, and then you're probably wounding their infantry on 2s, right? Because Vindicator tanks are just like bonkers high strength, strength 14. So when I played Custodes at the tournament, I feel like I was definitely somewhat carried by my Vindicator tanks. Like, Vindicator tanks are definitely carrying some Space Marine lists. They just are. It's hard to ignore them. I've said before, they're very swingy, but like, they do swing high just as much as they swing low. If anything, they probably swing higher more often than they swing low, right? I've been running 2 Vindicators every game, dropping the Terminators now as their last minute game, getting some Incursors, Infiltrators and Scouts. Is all 3 overkill? I think you just need Infiltrators and Scouts. The thing that really elevates, in my opinion anyway, the thing that really elevates Angelic Inheritors is the Plasma Inceptors. Like, if you are trying to be competitive with Angelic Inheritors, I think for fire support, you need 2 Vindicator tanks and Plasma Inceptors. I think after that you can add something else. I think you probably should add something else, because I think Angelic Inheritors probably works best with, like, I think Angelic Inheritors probably works best with like up to 900 points in shooting. The tournament I was just at, I was running 370. 610. I was running like 740 points of shooting, but I could definitely have gone higher, and I would have probably done a little bit better if I had a little bit more. So yeah, I think Angelic Inheritors can run 900 points of shooting, but absolute key are the 2 Vindicator tanks and the 6 Plasma Inceptors, because I think the 6 Plasma Inceptors are just, they could just be anywhere, right? The biggest hesitation about Vindicator tanks is they're probably going to go Legends. Yeah, we've been talking about that for months, man. Like, I wish Games Workshop would just come out and tell us what units are going to Legends and what units are not, because I know for a fact, or I know personally, I've really avoided buying any Firstborn Marines now. Well, probably like 2 years, right? Like, since this new edition came out and they Legends all this stuff, I just went like, oh fuck it, I'm not buying Firstborn anymore. I lost a crap load of models though, right? Like I want to say I lost like 4,000 points of stuff to Legends. Like I honestly think that if I wasn't doing this YouTube channel and I wasn't so engaged in Warhammer in general, and if it, like, Warhammer is like my biggest hobby, right? Like, if all the, like, if I could have definitely been pushed out there, because like I was mad as fuck that I lost so much stuff to Legends. Like my big display case on that top shelf, like the whole case, like every single model in that case, which is like 4 dreadnoughts, a super heavy tank, another tank, three or 4 more units, and like 10 characters. They're all Legends. Like, the whole case is Legends. I don't think there's anything in that case that is not Legends. No, nothing in that top case. So that was a case that I was like super proud of. The whole case went to Legends. I need to actually get like a second display case. But yeah, I mean, like, that's horrific, right? Like, so I made the call at that point. I was like, right, I'm not buying any more Firstborn stuff. And I mean, I literally saw a tournament list today that beat Andrew's World Eaters, because Andrew was at a GT today and it has 3 Vindicator tanks in it. And I mean, I could have bought, Robert says he quit 40k when he saw Primaris Marines. My army is pretty Primaris, and I just don't really find it all that fun. Antonio says I've scaled way back on 40k. Mary says it's a shame because I wanted to buy a Predator. Yeah, well, I think that's probably the camp that I was in, right? Like, if I go back to my Element Games history, because, you know, I can see the Element Games history of all the things I've been buying, because I've been buying and playing Warhammer for a lot longer than I've had the channel, right? My channel hits 5 years old in about 5 weeks' time. But I mean, I've been playing for a whole 5 years before that, right? And I was buying models the whole time. And And I think before that, I was always buying stuff. I mean, I didn't have kids, sure. But yeah, I just feel like I was more likely to buy stuff when there was no danger of that stuff disappearing. So, ironically, they probably put ironically, they probably moved all that stuff to Legends to sell more models, and what it actually did was make me buy less models. And like, you often talk about like what you would call like a whale as someone who's like very invested in the game and would spend a lot of money in the game, right? Like that's a term that they use for online video games. And I mean, essentially it's a term for Warhammer as well, right? Like people that would, if you spend even a modest amount, right? Let's say you only buy one box of Warhammer every month for 30 quid. But you do that for a year, well that's 360 quid. You do that for a couple of years, well in fact you do that for 3 years and now you've spent £1,000. So at one point when someone's spent £1,000 on your game, they're pretty invested, right? Like you could see them as a quote-unquote whale, right? Like they are someone who spend a lot of money on your game over a long period of time and they are very invested. But yeah, the Firstborn stuff, the Legend stuff, if anything, like, so I think before Firstborn's got Legends, I was definitely in that camp where like I would buy one box of Warhammer, maybe not every month, but let's just say every second month I would spend $50 on Warhammer, right? Like that would happen. I have a giant backlog, so I'm buying shit that I can't even paint, right? Like, or I can't even get finished. But I was buying it every month or every second month. And I did that for years. And then the Legends, all that. And I mean, I was buying Forge World models and stuff that here's the messed up thing. Forge World models weren't even that competitive, right? Like I have a Leviathan Dreadnought. Have I ever ran that Leviathan Dreadnought to a tournament? Maybe one time, right? Like it wasn't even that competitive. Is it a cool looking model? Yeah. Is it completely different to everything else in the range? Yeah. So it's like they Legends a bunch of stuff that no one, like I'm saying, I've been to plenty tournaments in 8th and 9th edition. Did I ever come up against the Leviathan Dreadnought, for example? Very occasionally did you see people playing Forge World stuff at events. Most people bought it because it was fun. Yeah, I mean, occasionally there was the people were using Relic Contemptors, right? So yeah, there was a period of time where people were Relic Contemptor Dreadnoughts were pretty good. The ones with the double Volkite cannons, everybody was using them for a little while. I did buy a couple of them because they were popular, sure. I think I had 2 Relic Contemptors with the Volkite cannons. I don't usually go for the rule of 3 even if something is super strong, right? Like I'm a player that wants to win, but I'm not like super win at all costs, try hard. Like I don't typically run 3 of the same unit in general. I mean, I feel like I've been running 3 units of Sangre Guard, but it's been like a 3, a 3, and a 3, like... So, I guess sometimes I do run 3s, but normally I'm not so try-hard that I would buy 3 of the same unit, right? It's not the buying so much as the hours of painting that hurts when it's Legends. Yeah, I think you're probably right, but like... Because it super sucks when your stuff goes to Legends, especially when you've spent a lot of time and effort on it. But yeah, I think hey JT, I think yeah, it's a weird one, right? I just wish that they would tell us up front what's going to Legends. Like, I don't mind stuff going to Legends, I just want to know about it a good while in advance, right? I'm turning my Contemptor's chest into either Demon Prince with Wings or a scratch-built Fulgrim chest. Good for you, man. Good to get some use out of those old models that have no value anymore. Well, not that they have no value, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, there's not a whole lot you'll be able to do with them anymore, I guess. Yeah, I mean, mine are just in the display case now. I don't know what I'm doing with them. Yeah, they're just in the display case now. Have I seen the new Black Templar's chaplain? I was thinking of kit bashing it. It was very cool. I think you should kit bash it. I did see it. He's got a Crozius in one hand and a sword in the other. That's new, right? We haven't seen that before. Or maybe Black Templars already had that, and I'm not super familiar with Black Templars. But I did see that it was like a Crozius and a sword. I thought that was cool. I thought that was different. I love kit bashing, man. I think you should do it. I just wish that they would hurry up and give us back some of the old Blood Angels up. You know, like that. The old upgrade, like I think we need a new Blood Angels upgrade sprue, and I think the upgrade sprue should be like all the cool bits from the old Death Company box, and the Vanguard Veteran box, and the Sangre Guard box. That's what I want to see. You know, people always ask me what do I want to see in 40k. It's that, because I think that's what we're somewhat missing. He gives a squad advance in charge. That's cool. I don't think I've seen a chaplain that does that before, right? Have we? All the Blood Angels stuff will come in a Death Company box. Mark my words. I'm just confused why we haven't had a new Death Company box, honestly. Because we've been waiting, like, we've been waiting for a new Death Company kit now for like 7 or 8 months. I think that I'm honestly a bit confused, right? Like, I think that like the Death Company rules right now are kind of very, very average. Like, I mean, they can keep dropping the points on them, sure. But I think in general, I just think if you compare them to the Wolven, right? Like I really like the new Wolven. The ones with storm shields, I think, are super cool. And then if I could choose Wolven over Death Company, I feel like I would definitely have Wolven. They've got like anti-monster, anti-vehicle, 3 up, and 3 flat 3 damage. Like, it's just cool, man. And they're cheap as well. I think you get 10 Wolven for like 180 points. Like, when you put them at 180 points, I'm not really sure how we can justify Sangre Guard at like 240. They only move 3 more inches. Why get a box when I have to pay more to buy the crappy upgrade sprue? It's a total scam, says Antonius. Yeah, I don't know if it's a scam. I just don't know if it's like, you know, like a D-priority on the Death Company or something. I don't really understand it, man. I don't want to be too negative about that stuff, Antonius. Like, I'm here. I love Warhammer. I love that. Well, I mean, I think I love the fact that, like, in a way, this is a job for me, right? Like, this is my second source of income for my family. This is a job for me, so I'm here. I try and be positive about things, even if I'm upset. I just wish that there was a bit more of a coherent plan, or a coherent way of, you know, like, why are the, you know, like I said, you compare the Wolfen to what we get, like, it's night and day, it feels like. I would just like it to be better. But yeah, I mean, I don't love the idea of buying jump pack intercessors and having to buy what I think is like a subpar upgrade sprue. It is an up, like, you compare it to the old upgrade sprue, I think it's subpar for sure. But I don't really understand why it needs to be subpar, right? Because, like, the thing that confuses me is they already have all those, like, I want to say, like, some of the best kits that we could get were the Death Company kit, right? Like, because the Death Company bit had so many cool bits in it. And what was the other kit we could get? Like Sangre Guard, super cool bits inside it. So like Blood Angels Tactical Squad, that's a good one. So many cool bits inside those kits. So all those molds and models and backpacks and shit, they already all exist. So I just don't understand why we can't still buy them. Because they let us put a lot of character into our army, or like you said, why don't they just bundle them up together? Right? Like Death Company already have super cool backpacks, super cool shoulder pads, super cool helmets. We've just decided that they don't exist anymore or something. Or well, we haven't decided. Games Workshop have decided, right? Or I don't understand it. And I don't think I'm supposed to understand it. Or something, I don't know. My Land Brothers Home Extension 5841. What a crazy name you have. Thanks for being here, My Land Brother. He said, I managed to take my Blood Angels for a first 40-man RTT in Sheffield. I came first. Assault Intercessors are amazing at taking down knights at the moment. I was shaking as there was a lot of knight armies. You talking about Assault Intercessors on foot or Assault Intercessors with jump packs? Congrats though, a 40-man tournament in Sheffield, first place, there you go, well done. Now that you're playing Ultramarines, what do you think of the characters other than Guilliman? Marius, to think you're thinking that I have read any of the lore behind Guilliman or any lore of Ultramarines. I've read the data slate for Guilliman. I think he's cool, hence me painting him. And I've read the data slate for Tigris. I think he's cool, hence me painting him. It doesn't go too much further than that, Marius. The data slates? Yeah, I mean, these characters are good, right? Like, I mean, I'm honestly a little bit confused why GW think that you need +1 to wound and oath and some of the other Space Marine factions don't. But I guess that's why Ultramarines are super strong at the moment, right? Because you take Guilliman, you have a double oath. Oath is already a very strong ability when doubling up. When you double it up, it's just even better. What's the pad from? What pad? Sorry. Oh, the pad on the front of Tigris. Oh, Tigris. This bit is, I think, one of the shields from the new Blood Angels upgrade sprue, honestly. I was just trying to cover all the U's on his body. The left pad? Oh, this. This is one of the Crimson Lord pieces. So those are one of the, like, triple... I think it's supposed to be, like, faces... I imagine of Sanguinius or something. But yeah, I was trying to make sure that if it was possible for me to cover up any of the U's that he might have to indicate he was an Ultramarine, I was trying to cover some of those up. Evening, Mike. How on earth are you doing? I was really interested to see Uriel or Sarkarius in the list. Well, yeah, I mean, I think here's the thing: most Ultramarines players are playing Gladius, right? Like, I think that's what people are playing with Ultramarines. Like I literally saw Andrew at a tournament today getting beat by Gladius Ultramarines. The list, if I remember correctly, I'm going to try and remember it off the top of my head, was like 3 Vindicator tanks, 10 Stern Guard, Marnius. I think it was 12 Blade Guard. I don't remember much else in the list. Maybe there was a Ballistus in there. I feel like there was another character as well as Marnius. but I don't remember who it was. But yeah, so I guess if Ultramarines are running Gladius, you want to run a bunch of those characters. Here's the thing, I'm running Stormlance because I want to run my Stormraven. There's no real reason for me to... Yeah, there's not much more for me to say that I just want to run a Stormraven, right? And feel like I can win games with a Stormraven. Gilliman and a Stormraven together seems like a very decent combo. So I'm not really playing conventional Ultramarines, because potentially I think I could be stronger if I go Gladius. Ultramarines Gladius is the best for top level, says Krychek. Yeah, so basically, yeah. So I could be playing something stronger. If I wanted to go full Ultramarines, I should probably go and play Gladius. But here's the thing, I just want to play my Stormraven. I've done that before, right? I've gone to I've gone to a tournament with Astraeus super heavy tank. Why? Because I wanted to play the Astraeus. And people were... and I've gone to a tournament before, actually, when I took Mephiston. Like, if we go back an edition or two, when Mephiston was not that great, he had, like, no rerolls, his psychic powers only cast on 5s or something. Like, he was in a pretty bad spot. And, like, people were telling me in chat, I remember Rezio, for one, was like, John, don't take Mephiston to a tournament. He's not good enough. And, like, he literally predicted the future, because I got to the tournament, and I needed to make, like, a psychic test on a 5-up, and I fucking failed it. And I'm like... God damn you, Mephiston. You know, like, you're supposed to be one of the greatest psychers in the Imperium, except when you come to the tabletop, where you're just a useless piece of shit. Is he better now? I'm not sure. I'm not playing him. But yeah, I mean, I've gone to a tournament before with characters or models for no other reason than I want to play them. Right? And normally, because I only really play one army, then I feel like... yeah, I mean, I could play the meta stuff all the time, but I think I would get bored. Or... I don't even know if I really play the meta stuff. I play what the models I have, and I play slightly off meta, probably. But I think over the last couple of years, I've proved that you don't have to play the absolute win at all cost meta. Like, you don't have to conform 100% to what's out there in the wild, right? Because, like, Dr. Gluso says, I want to play it, is it good enough? Well, yeah, I mean, most of the time you can make something work, but yeah, I mean, I think a good example is, right, like, I did win a GT last summer. It was a 32-player GT. I think winning a 32-player GT is probably going to take me, like, a couple of years to replicate again. Maybe longer, because it's fucking hard to do. But when I won it, like, I wasn't playing, like, I wasn't playing, like, a list that I read up online. I'd made my own list. Maybe that gives me a bit of advantage, because, like, no one will really know the list, or no one will have really practiced against it. But also, after I won the GT, no one was playing my list. So, like, nobody, unless someone from the channel did. But I don't think after I won that GT, I don't think anyone was like, oh shit, John played this list and he won a tournament, we should copy the list. No, I don't think anyone did that. Like, if somebody did that, cool, I'd love to know about it, but I don't think anyone did. So sometimes you can just play stuff that's cool because you think it's cool. Or you think you can make it work, right? I mean, my list was very unorthodox when I won that tournament. But I mean, I think sometimes there is something to be said about if you are unorthodox and no one has any experience against you. So yeah, I don't have the answers. I don't. Can assault. Can assault TDA? What the hell does TDA stand for? Any hope for Assault Terminators hitting on 4s, or is it unredeemable? It's unredeemable. I'm sorry, it is unredeemable. The Thunderhammers hitting on 4s for Assault Terminators. Think about it this way, right? Assault Terminators have been out for what? Since 10th edition launched, Assault Terminators have been hitting on 4s with those Thunderhammers. They came out right at the start of the edition, before all the power creep, the Codex creep, and they came out with devastating wounds. So I guess the Games Workshop were worried they would be too strong, probably, with the devastating wounds. So even in Liberator Assault Group, you only get 20 attacks, and you only hit on 4s. So at best, you're hitting 10 times. Into anything toughness 9 or higher, you're only wounding on 5s. So potentially, those Assault Terminators, which you're paying 180 points for, will only force 3 saves. 3 fucking armor saves at AP 2 - 2. For 180 points. Like, that is... Yeah, I mean, it's unredeemable. You're right, Nerdglass. It's absolutely terrible. Like, I don't even know, like, it makes no sense that hasn't been fixed. It is utterly terrible, and what's even more exciting is they're more expensive than Terminators with bolt guns. It makes no sense. Didn't Storm Raven Ultramarines win Adepticon, or was it LVO? I think Storm Raven Ultramarines did win a tournament. They were played by John Lennon, apparently, who is a guy from a channel called Art of War, who's apparently one of the best Warhammer 40,000 players in the world. Because when I started playing Stormlands, people were like, "Ah, you're copying John Lennon's list," and I was like, "I amn't. I've just made my own list." It's, you know. My own list is probably not as good as John Lennon's one, but it's the models that I have, and I wanted to play. I don't have the answers, says the guy whose channel we come to for the answers. Well, I just give my opinions. They're big opinions, Gordon. You know, take them or leave them, I guess. I don't think there's anything you can do to fix those Terminators. They just don't have any weight of attacks, and Weapon Skill 4 is so bad. Like, if you're playing Death Guard, they can make you -1 to hit as well. So all of a sudden, you hit on 5s. It's terrible. Robin says, I play 10 Hellblasters and Angelic Inheritors because my girlfriend gifted them to me, and they're doing great. Good for you, man. I've been playing 10 Hellblasters and Ultramarines, and I fucking love them in Ultramarines, but I guess they'd be alright in Angelic Inheritors. You reserving them, or how are you actually using them, Robin? Who are you? Are you attaching the Librarian for the 4-up as well, or are you giving them lethal hits? What's the plan? Elaborate. You must comply. With the Lieutenant for lethals? Yeah, that's how I was thinking of playing them. Up until now, I've been using the Librarian to give them the 4-up invuln, but I was thinking of swapping over to the Lieutenant just to get the lethals. I think if you're going to use Hellblasters, you want them to just put out as much punch as quickly as possible, because they are, I mean, they kill themselves, right? So it's like their death is inevitable, you know. It's like that bit with Thanos, right, where he's like, I am inevitable. I am Iron Man. No, I mean, it's like, yeah, their death's inevitable. So if their death's inevitable, you probably just want to take the Lieutenant to do as much as quickly as possible, right? Like, that's the play with the Hellblasters, I think. Maybe Captain would be better because you'd always want to use the strat. What strat would you use on them? Well, in Stormlands, here's the thing. Because their weapons are all assault, Marius, you can give them sustain for 1 CP. Stormlands has a strat that takes every assault weapon that a unit has, and if it's assault, it makes it sustained 1, and if it's not assault, it gives it assault. So the cool thing that you can do in Stormlance then is you can take like a Brutalis Dreadnought and have it like advance and charge and give its weapons assault, or you can take a unit like Hellblasters or a unit like Sternguard. Sternguard are a good unit for it actually, because Sternguard with a rapid fire, that's 30 shots, rerolling all hits and wounds with devastating wounds potentially. And you can give them sustained 1 as well from a stratagem. So yeah, I mean, if we're talking about Sternguard, Hellblasters, what's good for them? Well, sustained is obviously very good. Lethals is also very good. What's the right answer? What's the wrong answer? I'm not really sure there is a right and wrong. Like, you can just do whatever, right? Krychek says, I used 2 times Hellblasters in my lag in my last battle and they did fine. Flamers Aggressors are great in Firestorm. Not many people play Firestorm, Phil, right? The way I'm playing the Hellblasters is 10 of them with the lethal hits, and then because it's Ultramarines, you get +1 to wound. Do you need a specific delivery system for the Hellblasters? I mean, it can help. I'm putting mine in a Storm Raven, so that's kind of the whole. That's kind of my whole reason to run Stormlance, is to put the Hellblasters inside the Storm Raven and go to town with that. But yeah, I somewhat like the look of Marneus Calgar as well, to answer your question, Marius. I obviously bought the Marneus Calgar model, but for right now my list is more... I'm more focused on like a Stormlance list than per se than an Ultramarines list, if that makes possible. I mean, like, it has Ultramarines characters in it. Have we actually seen the new drop pod rules at all? Evening, Reimer, how are you doing? We got 44 people viewing tonight. We have 23 likes. I assume that a lot of people didn't click like because they didn't like the Terminator with the Primaris head. Come on. You can still like the stream. I know you didn't like the Terminator, but come on. Give the stream a like, guys. I appreciate it. Or a dislike. Yeah, I mean, you can dislike as well, I guess. What are you painting at the moment anyway, Mike? You got any commissions going on? Have you finally finished? How many impulsors did you end up having to paint? Must have been a fair handful, was it? Judd, thanks so much for liking. Appreciate it. But yeah, do you know what I was finding out? I think it was Turkey was talking about it, right? You know, we did the video on the Space Wolves, like their new Codex recently, to see all the things that the Space Wolves could do. Well, one of the things that Space Wolves have that was pretty cool is their Tech Marines are different to regular Space Marine Tech Marines, right? They're called Rune Priests. They still do the same thing where they heal for D3 wounds. And if you're within 3 rather than giving you +1 to hit, they give all weapons rapid fire, right? So like, if you were I don't know, a ballistic dreadnought for example, you would get rapid fire 1, so that would give you like an extra las cannon shot and an extra missile shot potentially, right? The interesting thing I found out this week was, what if you put 6 las fusel eliminators inside an impulsor? So that impulsor has 6 las fusels attached to it, so 6 separate weapons. Well, now you could rapid fire 1, so essentially your impulsor can have the equivalent of 12 las cannons inside it. I mean, they only hit on 3s, but you could at the moment, right? I thought that sounded pretty interesting. It's kind of expensive though, right? Because like eliminators are like 75 points, maybe. So you're 150 points on eliminators. Your tech marines probably like 50 or 60 points. And then the impulsors, you're probably 300 points. But I mean, you could put it in reserve as well. I mean, it would kill a lot. So you bring it in 18 inches away or 17.9 inches away from an oath target and just light it up with 12 las fusels. I feel like that sounds like it could be pretty deadly. Oh, yeah, sorry, you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to move it, right? Because you can't make it +1. You can't make it rapid fire when it's not on the board. But still, when the Black Tide Black Templars meta was in, I used 6 eliminators with bolt rifles, and I sniped all of their characters with its precision. Yeah, I mean, you could do sniping with it as well. You could snipe characters with the rapid fires. Yeah, it sounds a little bit crazy is what it sounds. Yeah, there used to be a method of shooting twice with the las fusels. I did know that you used to be able to mess around with that, yeah. We'll see. Someone will probably win a tournament with it. It's usually what happens is some sort of broken combo gets discovered and someone will win with it and then it'll get nerfed. But yeah, I'm like 2 months out from my next GT and I'm thinking that it will be Stormlands. I mean, regardless, I think I'm gonna do Stormlands for a change. Once we've done a GT with Stormlands, we'll change back to... Well, do you know what? I'll just change to a different detachment. I was gonna say whether we change back to one of the standard Blood Angels ones or not. Maybe after that I should just do the Death Company detachment. Maybe they'll have finally buffed it by then. Probably not holding my breath, but maybe they'll have buffed it by then, right? Are we holding out hope for the Death Company detachment to be buffed, or are we thinking it's not going to happen? I wouldn't mind trying 3 squads of Hellblasters led by librarians, all in impulsors as fire support from my army. If they're all inside impulsors, would you not? Yeah, okay. I mean, I think the problem that you would probably need to play like some detachment that lets you give them +1 to wound, though. I think that would be what would let you down there, Island Phoenix. Overcharge everything, including librarian, so that impulsor can take the hazardous. Yeah, no, I get that, but I think if you had +1 to wound, I think that would be very good. But I think the problem is you don't have +1 to wound, right? Because I mean, I've been playing Hellblasters and Stormlands, right? And in Stormlands, they get 20 shots. If they manage to stay still, they hit on 2s. Because it's Stormlands, you can give them sustained. So you want to shoot the oath target, or one of your 2 oath targets if you're Ultramarines. You get sustained, you get assault 1, or sorry, not assault 1, you get sustained 1, you get lethal hits from the librarian, or the lieutenant. So you're talking about sustained 1, 20 attacks, rerolling all hits, lethal hits, +1 to wound, and they're all AP3 2 damage. So like with all that stacked on them, I think they're actually very good, right? And inevitably 1 or 2 will die, and then you'll roll a 3 up and they'll get to shoot again. I think like the game I played against Death Guard this week was absolutely brutal, right? Like, I don't think I played particularly well, but like, the reason I think Death Guard are so good at the moment is like, it's all the stacking nonsense, right? Like, when you, and World Eaters have the same stuff, right? When you make every 6 that you roll, let's say, a sustained and a lethal, that shit starts to stack up pretty quickly, to the point where like, you know, if we take the Hellblasters and just say, right, like it's 20 attacks with sustained 1. I mean, I think statistically that probably means you should end up with something in the region of like, you probably end up in the region with like 20 hits. You lose a couple because of the sustained, but not that many. You lose a couple with lethal, but not that many. So maybe you got like 3 lethals and like 18 sustained or something. Or 18 more attacks because of the sustained. When you've got +1 to wound, you know, if you're shooting Terminators, you're wounding them in 2s. You're shooting any sort of enemy elites probably at that point. You're wounding them in 2s. You're shooting big vehicles, it's 4s. But yeah, I mean, like, Hellblasters become very good with reroll hits, and sustained hits, and lethal hits, and +1 to wound, right? Like, they are pretty deadly at that point. Especially if, like, 2 of them die, and they shoot again, and they get to keep that stacking nonsense that you talked about. Like in Stormlands, the stratagem that gives them sustained, it lasts the whole phase. It's not just for, like, that one activation. So if your guy dies, and he shoots on death, and you roll a 6, well, it's another lethal and it's another hit, right? Like, it's the stacking that makes it become a problem, right? I mean, that's what like when I played Death Guard this week, it's all the like, everything stacks. It's like, oh, I've got lethal hits, and I've got sustained, and I'm doing that on every 5. You know, and it's like, when you start stacking up, and oh, and I've got lance as well, you know, like, you start stacking that shit up, like, it becomes obnoxious very quickly. And like, I guess like Blood Angels, we just don't have the ability to stack stuff like that. You know, like, our Codex was very early in the edition, You know, like you play against World Eaters and it's like, oh, by the way, I've got sustained and lethals and dev wounds against infantry on all of my units all of the time. You know, it's like, wow, okay, that's fucking strong. Isn't that how Chaos works in general? But I think it's just the point that the armies that can stack like that can do very, very well all the time, right? Like if you have an army that can stack stuff up like that, you'll probably be fine at any point in the meta, because you can just be like, I'm just going to stack up a bunch of shit on a bunch of units. Like, I think it's going to be quite hard for them to nerf Death Guard. Like, I guess they're going to do it on points. I guess we'll find out. I don't know how long they're going to leave them. They have an obnoxious win rate at the moment, though. The Iron Storm can give them pulsar lethals. Yeah, I don't know if I see too many people playing Iron Storm now. Like, is it just falling off? Like, was it good for a hot minute and then it fell off? Or is it the same problem where it was too early in the Codex? So, sorry, too early in like the 10th edition release cycle. So it was good, but it's just not that great anymore, right? I'm tempted by the new Dark Angels box. You know, the new Dark Angels detachment was supposed to get really good. But like its win rate has been pretty bad, actually. Like, I think I was looking at like Dark Angels win rates like 42%. I was like, oh wow, I thought their detachment was supposed to be quite good. 42% is pretty poor in terms of win rate. Might be people taking a few minutes though to get used to it, right? Like, definitely, if it's all something new, people might still be figuring out units and strategies and combos and stuff. Like, that could definitely be a thing as well. No, good luck with your 60 Assault Marines. Have a fun game. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to get Iron Storm 2.0, says Antonius. Are we? I'm a little bit confused what's happening with Imperial Knights, right? Because, like, they were on that roadmap that they were getting a Codex. I think they were getting a Codex. And now they've had, like, an index. So are they not getting a Codex now? Or they're still getting their Codex next? They just had an index to tide them over to balance them against other knights. Like, I'm not really sure where we are. Like, I know that there's been rumors, which I don't know if I believe, about Space Marine Codex 2.0. Hello, Matthew. Good evening. I hope you are well tonight. I am actually very tired, so I'm probably going to be getting off here very shortly. I don't know why I'm so tired today. I think I just was busy with the kids. You know, they have unlimited energy. I mean, they do eat a lot of ice cream and stuff, though, and I'm trying to always watch my weight. So maybe if I ate as much ice cream as the kids, that I wouldn't be so tired. But I'm very tired today. I'm still wanting Firestorm to work, says Rymare. Yeah. I think there's a few detachments in the Space Marine book that just are never going to work. I think in some ways it's like the Death Company detachment. Like, they've just kind of been left. They're just there. They're probably never going to work. I don't really know why they've just been left, but that's just the reality of the situation. They're just a attachment that's never going to be that strong. It's not getting any more updates. Codex Marines are going to get something. Let's see what happens. Ironically, Codex Marines with Guilliman are probably still one of the best ways to play Space Marines, right? Like, I feel like they're alpha. I mean, maybe they're just carried by Vindicator tanks. I was going to say maybe that's the problem. I do actually think that like a lot of Marine lists are somewhat carried by Vindicator tanks. I mean, some people aren't playing Vindicator tanks, more power to them. But maybe us average Joes that struggle in the competitive scene feel like we need Vindicator tanks to tide us over. It's hot here. How do you survive the heat? Apparently GW bought something in the release. Oh, was that why the nights were slowed down, right? When will new missions be used in the tournaments? I think that, like, there's a tournament going on here in Scotland this weekend. I think they're using all the new missions. Usually it happens within like 1 or 2 weeks of the new mission pack getting popped out. And unless the tournament has been announced like 3 months ago, right, and it's like a big tournament and all the rules are set, I think usually people try and move over ASAP. At least here in Scotland, that's usually what happens. Like, people want to move over in Scotland before they've even read the new rules. People are just excited. They're like, oh, new rules, we should play the new rules. And I was like, are you sure you want to play the new rules? Because mistakes will happen at the tournament. And they're like, yeah, we should play the new rules. I'm like, okay. ETC tables are against Ironstorm. I think a lot of tables are just against some of the shooting. The shooting lanes have definitely been cut down, right? Like, that's just a general thing. I know in the UK tournament scene, the shooting lanes definitely feel cut down as well. Roll Life says, hey chat, I don't want to disturb the painting, so maybe somebody tell me who is the Golden Guy miniature. Is a converted Rebooty Gilliman. I mean, it's not heavily converted, it's literally just a shoulder pad, for a Blood Angel shoulder pad. I filed the U off his knee. There was a U on the knee. For Ultramarines, I filed it off his knee. I put a different head on him. So, it's Gilliman with like a few... It's not an ambitious conversion at all. It's a pretty simple one. Usually I go for something more ambitious. The problem with converting Gilliman is there's not that much other models that will have the same size heads or the same size arms or the same size like gloves as him. And don't feel bad about, you can ask a question anytime you like. If I didn't want to be asked questions, dude, I wouldn't be live. I do a bit of painting probably every week. Maybe not every week, but on a bunch of weeks I will paint and not be live. When maybe I'm just tired. Or I have nothing exciting to say, or I don't know. I definitely do some streams, sorry, I don't do streams. I do some painting of Warhammer models when I am not live. Maybe I'm looking after, like, maybe my kids are in the other room and I know I'm gonna get distracted. Antonius loves derailing the stream. Yeah, I love having you here, Tilvan, so it's alright. If there's no one here to talk to, I don't know what the hell I do. Let's talk 80s action movies. I feel like I had something to say about 80s action movies. Oh no, do you know what it is? Maybe I already told you guys. I like to collect 4K movies. I don't have a big collection, maybe have like 20 of them. But I mean, I guess that's a reasonable sized collection because most people don't even have DVDs anymore, right? Like, I tell some people that I collect 4K movies and they're like, you collect movies on discs, like, what year is this? And I was like, yeah, but I collect 4K ones because 4K movies on discs look better than they do on streaming, apparently, because streaming will compress everything, right? It's a mercy that there's not a Primaris helmet that would fit Gilliman. It is a small mercy, isn't it, Robert? I'm currently in the process to start Blood Angels and I have 12 Sanguinary Guard on the painting table. Cool, man. Just make sure that you make... make sure that you have banners. 1 banner per squad. The banner is very important. So for 12 you need a minimum of 2 banners. But if you're going to run like a 6 a 3 and a 3, then you need 3 banners. But hey, nice to see a new player, a new face. Uncraut. Welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so movies, 80s movies. Well, I noticed that they're re-releasing a 70s movie that I haven't seen in ages. I remember seeing it, like, I think I saw it on television. I honestly haven't watched television in like 30 years, like live television with adverts and shit. Like, I don't watch live television. I honestly cannot remember I cannot remember the last time I watched live television with adverts and shit. Like I'm talking at least a decade, maybe 15 years. Like, I don't watch live television, man. Yeah, I watch sport sometimes. So like, I might have watched a football game that was on live television. But like, in terms of like live television, like watching a movie on live television, you know, with like breaks in the middle of the movie and adverts and stuff. Like, no, I don't do that, man. If you do that, more power, you know, I don't care if you do it or whatnot. I just don't do it. I'm not really a big television watcher in general, but I do collect 4K movies. And one of the 4K movies, and I think this might have been a really dumb thing to do, because I can't imagine it's going to be in good quality, right? And I've bought some 4K movies that have been terrible. I've bought some that have been great. Right? Like, I bought The Thing. The Thing on 4K, fucking awesome. If you've never seen The Thing, buy it on 4K. It's like, I don't even know what year The Thing was. I think it was like 80, I'm going to guess and say The Thing. I'm going to say 1984. No, it's 1982, okay? So it came out basically the same year as Star Wars. I never knew that. Yeah, so The Thing, awesome movie, 1982. Looks really good in 4K, well worth buying. I bought Predator with Schwarzenegger. It was out, what year was Predator? 1987. That film looks like ass in 4K. There was another one I bought, Ghostbusters. That film also looks like ass in 4K. It's just like, it's like a grainy fucking mess. Like, I don't know what part of it is 4K, but like, both those movies, like, I like those movies. Predator, the original Predator, great movie with Schwarzenegger. The original Ghostbusters, I mean, maybe hasn't aged that well, but, you know, when I was growing up, was that a cool movie? Yeah, absolutely. They both look like absolute ass. So sometimes when you buy the old ones, Master of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren. Okay, yeah, I mean, sometimes when you buy the old ones, they can look like complete ass. And I saw one that came up this week, Antonia, since you mentioned 4K movies, and I pre-ordered it. It's coming out in August. I have no idea what it's going to be. Like, I feel like it's going to look like ass, but I have hopingly ordered it, and I'm very hopeful it looks good. And the movie is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So I've pre-ordered it. It comes out in August on 4K. It could go either way. It's either going to be $20 well spent, or it's going to be $20 flushed down the toilet. Here's the thing, though: you don't know. You just don't know. It's like roulette, right? Roll Life Project says, I think that seeing special effects on The Thing in 4K makes them more visceral and unsettling. Yeah, Monty Python's worth the risk. Yeah, I hope so, man. I haven't seen, I just haven't seen the Holy Grail in ages. Like, you know when you've seen a movie but you can't place it? Like, that's how old I'm getting, where it's like, oh yeah, I saw that movie. Like, I watched that movie with my dad. My dad's been gone for like 16 years. So I haven't seen it in at least 16 years. So yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm hoping it's going to be good. But I mean, it just depends on what camera they used. Let me see. Monty Python Holy Grail. I'm guessing it's like 70s. It was 1975. Oh Jesus, so it's 50 years old. Yeah. That's crazy. 1975 is 50 years now. Fucking A, man. Alright, so it's a 50-year-old movie. When I'm talking to my kid, I feel like Elrond. I'm Gandalf. I was there. What was it like? I was there 10,000 years ago. I like that. I've said that to my daughter a couple of times. I've said like, a wizard is never late. And she's like, looks at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to, right? What's funny about adverts at dinner the other night? My 7-year-old watched 30 minutes of 90s kids commercials. She was totally engrossed. Yeah, it's just a weird thing, like TV with adverts, man. I just haven't watched it in years now. I'm trying to think like how many years ago I first subscribed to Netflix, right? Like how old is Netflix? Because I think whenever Netflix came out in the UK, I had some American friends that were always telling me like, oh, we watched this on Netflix, we watched that on Netflix. So I think as soon as Netflix came out in the UK, probably, like I must have subscribed in like the first year. And then at that point I just never watched live television ever again, because I mean like Netflix, I don't know what it's like in America, but in the UK Netflix has no adverts, right? So it's like, why would I watch shit with adverts when I can just choose not to, right? I had it in 2007, 2008. Yeah, I mean I feel like that's probably... I remember when Netflix was a postal service. No, I never did it when it was postal. I remember, like, I had it when it first came out or whatever. And yeah, I feel like I haven't watched live TV since Netflix ever came out, right? When Netflix came out here, it was like $5 a month as well, which was really good value, right? Like there was so much content for $5 a month. I think it's a lot more now, but like when it first came out, it was like tip top, right? I guess they just wanted people to subscribe to it, so it was like super cheap. Frank says, when my dad told me about old movies, they were black and white. Now 50-year-old movies are the movies that I grew up with. Yeah, no shit, dude. It's like Star Wars is going to be 50 years old in like 2 years time or something, right? Like it's going to be back in the cinema for sure. So I'm probably going to take my kids and we'll go watch Star Wars in the theater or something. But yeah, when I was growing up, Star Wars was my jam. But yeah, I think I'll always have that very soft spot for 80s action movies. They're hard to beat, 80s action movies. Stallone, Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Rocky was one that I was talking about to somebody the other day, because I noticed that their dude, like, they've got a box set now of like the first 4 Rocky movies in 4K. I think I was looking at it and I told my wife, I was like, they got the first 4 movies in 4K, but like they always do that, right? Where they put like a handful of them into the box set, and I was like, I don't buy them till I get all of them, right? Like I'm not buying a box set of 4 of the Rocky movies for like in 2 years time for them to put the rest of the movies. I'll wait until I can get a box set with all of them, right? And then I'll watch them with my kids or something, because I watch them with my dad as well. But yeah, I honestly don't I know I've seen Rocky 1. Well, it wasn't even called Rocky 1, was it? It was just called Rocky. But like, I must have seen it 30 years ago at this point, right? Like, I don't think I've seen it ever since. That's the crazy thing, man. You get old enough where you can watch your old... The Lord of the Rings movies are going to be... The Lord of the Rings movies are not going to be 20 years old, are they? Fucking A. I'm looking forward to starting them with my kids, actually. I don't think they're quite there yet. Maybe like 2 or 3 more years. Bloody hell, Lord of the Rings is 20 years old. Yeah, time marches relentlessly onwards, doesn't it? One of my favourite movies is getting a video game in like 2 months. Terminator 2, do you guys see that new video game? I'm going to stream that video game, by the way. I know I don't... I barely stream video games on this channel. I could have played a bit more of... I could have played a bit more of Space Marine 2, but... I'm going to stream that Terminator game. I know it's not really relevant to my channel, but... I'm hyped as hell. I love, like, Terminator 2 is like one of my favourite movies. It might even be... It's got to be like the top 5 favourite movies, right? The first 2 are all you need as far as the Rockies go. Yeah, but I mean, buying a box set of like 4 of 6 just seems weird. Right? Yeah, I'm stoked for that new Terminator 2 game. I think it looks cool. It looks like the old Terminator 2 games that I played on, like, I'm trying to think what. Like, I had a Game Gear? So that was like the Mega Drive or the Genesis. I really like the new Mad Max movies. You know what? I've not seen either of those new Mad Max movies. I saw the original ones. I think I've seen Terminator 2 so many times I could probably quote. Like, I could probably quote just about any part of that movie, right? Like, that was a movie when I was growing up, like, we just watched that movie over and over and over. What's the most iconic scene in Terminator 2? Someone give me it. Or what's the best scene? Are the Mad Max movies on any streaming platform? Because we have Disney Plus for the kids, and then my wife pays for Netflix. I don't think we have anything else. The T2 coming up from the ground, right after he does Hasta La Vista, baby. The best bits are on the director's cuts of Terminator 2. The minigun scene, yeah, the minigun scene is pretty cool. When he kicks the thing out the window. Yeah, that was probably one of the most iconic scenes, was it? I always like, I think I had a soft spot for the chase at the very start. You know, when John's on the bike, he's like, come on! I have to jump in with Alien Special Edition and Big Trouble in Little China for 80s movies. So, Aliens is a huge favourite of mine. but apparently the 4K release is like riddled with AI artifacts. Like apparently they used AI to upscale it, and apparently it's really bad. So if you like Aliens, you're apparently better off with the Blu-ray than you are with the 4K version. So I think I have the Blu-ray. If the 4K version had got good reviews, I would have bought it, because yeah, I think Aliens is like one of those classic movies. There's so many good quotes in that movie as well. It's like assholes and elbows. Sarge, how do I get out of this chicken shit outfit? Like, there's just, that movie is just one-liner central, right? Here's alright, movie trivia. I'm gonna go to bed in a few minutes, but yeah, you know that scene that you're talking about, Frank, where the Terminator, the T-1000 is in the floor, and he comes up and he stabs the security guard through the eye, and then, do you know how they did that back in 1994, right? Or 1992, right? Do you know, like, the special effects for that scene? Do you know how they did that? Because I know how they did that. And I'll tell you. And you probably, you know, because they didn't, you know, like in 1994, it was pretty difficult, or why am I saying 94? It was like 92, right? So like 33 years ago. How they did that scene was the security guard actually had an identical twin. So there was no special effects. They just hired somebody that had an identical twin so that they could basically make it look like there was two of them. The T-1000 had impersonated him. I didn't know that until quite recently, actually. I don't know where I found that out. It must have been on like a special feature or something. Yeah, I think the criminal thing is how they haven't really managed to make another great Aliens movie or another great Terminator movie in 30 years. Like those IPs. I feel like those IPs, it should be easy. Crozier said, "Hey John, I went 2-1 with my 19 character list at a tournament today, scoring 5th out of 22. It feels really powerful and it's amazing to wipe people's smug grins off their faces." Is this the list with 5 captains inside the Impulsor? Is this what we're talking about, Crozier? What else is in the list bar 19 characters? Six captains, yeah. 6 captains inside an Impulsor. That's fucking crazy. Good for you, though, right? Like, talk about innovative. I don't know if it's innovative or just fucking stupid, man. I mean, you're allowed to post it. Yeah, share it on the Discord, man. Put it in the members only room, and then, I mean, maybe I'll... I mean, do you mind if I, call it something stupid in a video and be like, "Oh, Captain, my Captain"? You know? I don't know. Hey, I was saying earlier that it's good to not copy other people's lists and it's good to come up with your own stuff. No one, you know, and it's good to be unique. So good for you, man. I like the fact that you've done that. I think it's quirky, but it sounds like you've had fun with it. Bloody Thousand Suns, though. Thousand Suns are pretty strong at the moment. Astartes assemble. Yeah, that's cute. Alright, I think I'm going to call it there, guys. I got lots still to paint, but it is getting past 11 o'clock and I am getting a bit tired. Thanks so much for watching tonight. I appreciate it. We've got the Army List show tomorrow night, as always. Well, I say as always. I just preset that there's going to be a bit of a break in July because I'm going on holiday with the kids. But, yeah. Tomorrow night, 8 PM, we'll look at army lists. If you haven't submitted a list or you want to submit a list for the show, you're welcome to do so. Just leave it in a comment on any of the YouTube videos. I hope you guys have a good evening. I hope you got more painting done than I did. It was good fun, though. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Dr. Kushal's looking at Stormlance for the Storm Speeder Thunderstrike. I mean, Thunderstrikes are decent enough, right? Like, they just don't see very much play. I don't necessarily think the Thunderstrikes are bad models. Making all your Marines captains makes the tabletop more like the lower. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Yeah, post the list. I'd love to see it, Crozier. Put it in the members only room on Discord. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed some part of the stream, and if not, I'll see you tomorrow night at 8 PM for a couple hours of Blood Angels lists. Good night. Thanks for watching. Take care.